certainly not for me to choose. Um, and I would not want to anyone to think that the show is associated with that kind of a decision. If any of my listeners have Down syndrome, please feel free to contradict Gord on that. I'd appreciate it.
Bring it on.
I think this is the first time we've ever disagreed this adamantly about anything. And I don't have a funny sound clip to play about it.
But notice, folks, we might be disagreeing on something, but notice how we don't hate each other. Notice how we're not picking a side and saying, fuck you since you don't agree with me now. Do you notice this? Because this is how you guys all treat society as a whole right now.
That is,
we're allowed to disagree with each other, and we're allowed to get along with each other still.
Wait, hold on. Back it up. Are you trying to say we could have two different opinions and still be friends or neighbors or co-workers?
That's right. That is actually possible to happen.
So, in this weird world you speak of, you can think something differently than me, and we're gonna survive?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Not only survive, but get along.
What a remarkable revolutionary idea that is.
Right?
You can think for yourself and still be friendly to each other. But you have to eliminate the church and state from your train of thought, unfortunately.
Which would also be the other thing I'd be doing.
Stop subscribing.
Church would not be having any fucking discussion on politics.
Oh, no, it absolutely should. Well, it says it doesn't, but it's not supposed to. That's already there.
In God we trust. Bullshit,
yeah,
it doesn't.
Exactly, right? It's the first fucking... you know what I would like to do is just take away the desire to be a politician. Get politics completely out of the equation. Make it just a job that nobody wants. Because there's still going to be a few freaks that want it. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Minimum wage.
They get minimum wage, and just make it as no expense accounts. None of this bullshit that they all get. Make it so you don't want to be a politician. There'll still be people who want to change the country and have a voice, and they will be the suckers who go and do it. It'll be like teachers and paramedics. Look at paramedics. Probably one of the most heroic jobs out there, and they get paid shit.
Yeah.
But politicians get hundreds of thousands of dollars. What the fuck is wrong with people?
No. I always say, people have been saying this for a while now. I've been saying this for fucking 20 plus years. You want to see government fucking change its policy on homelessness, on difference of pay rates and things like that? Pay all politicians minimum wage.
Sure.
Because the second they realize how difficult it is to survive on minimum wage, everything changes. Because they don't want to live like that. They want to be able to live differently. So...
Exactly. Start making government jobs undesirable. So why are city jobs the best jobs out there? Those should be the worst jobs out there, and they should be mandatory. You know, you don't get welfare. You go work for the city.
Yeah.
There is no more welfare. You get a city job.
And I already have the solution to welfare. That's easy. I've already explained this one. Welfare.
Yeah.
It's just too simple.
Well, it is. Your economics make perfect sense. I say, give them
did you hear that, math teacher from high school? Go fuck yourself. My economics work.
Hey, right?
Right? Fuck you for failing me.
They don't teach you that kind of stuff in school, though. That's the right math isn't taught. A lot of big things to mull over there. But the point is, we got way off track here.
As we usually do.
Yeah, I guess so. So I don't care. Abortion sucks. It's a shitty topic to have to get into. I was very, very happy when it was put to rest finally in Canada. And I was absolutely elated when Stephen Harper said that he wasn't going to have anything to do with changing that decision. That was one of the things that very, very much made me respect the man. He said the Canadians have spoken, and that's that. And he said he stood firm, says he doesn't agree with it, but he agrees with Canada's decision. And that was a very cool thing for him to do.
Yep, I agree.
And I certainly hope maybe he can have a conversation with Andrew Shearer before he gets too close to the podium and says something stupid to get Canada on this bandwagon. More, America. This is the way they always do to us. They're so right about something, and then so like Colorado, yes, good decision. Alabama, fuck no. How could you be so wrong? Legalize mushrooms, not banning abortions.
Yeah, I don't get it. Oh, by the way, one of my favorite arguments against it, by the way, was that, well, the amount of people getting abortions from rape or incest is minuscule in comparison to how many are not. People use it as a form of birth control. The amount of people that use it as a quote unquote form of birth control is so fucking minuscule. It's less than everything else.
Anyone who says that's never been through one. They're incredibly painful. It's a long recovery. It's not a pleasant thing.
And mentally, it is a fucking mental fucking thing. Like, this is a brutal thing for a woman to deal with.
This is why I don't understand why we're not jamming RU 486 into every little girl's hand. As soon as she's 12, she should be walking around with that shit, which is more commonly known as the morning after pill.
Yep.
That should be in the hands right with your birth control pills. The morning after pill should be right next to it. We should be promoting the shit out of that. It's a great option. It's a great alternative. It's non-invasive. It's very cheap actually. But that's your whole prescription argument back again.
Yeah.
They're all very cheap, kids. Just pay attention to Gord mostly.
That's right.
Yeah, why are we not doing that? Why don't we just it's not even an option. Parents, just start giving your daughters the morning after pill.
Yeah.
Just to carry around. You might never use it. Great. Perfect. If your little girl's so perfect she never needs it, fantastic. Most of the 36 million in Canada are not that perfect. That's a rough number there, by the way.
That's a good enough number for me.
Yeah, Jesus, I can't believe it took me so long to make a point. It's because I'm too quiet. I'm too restrained right now, and it's I can't think when I'm quiet and calm.
Right? You can't get that shit out.
I think I'm gonna have to find a new place to do this tomorrow night because I gotta unleash. And I will do so with a vengeance tomorrow night. Still lots to get to. I wanted to get to your other topic because I'm all over this roundup fight, buddy.
Yeah, this is the roundup one's an interesting one because it's the same. It goes under the same line of logic of families being paid off by the Catholic Church when their children were diddled by fucking priests.
Sure.
But I'm innocent. Of course you are. That's why you're paying it out.
Yeah.
The fact that the settlement of $2 billion with a B, $2 billion awarded to a family,
which they'll never pay, by the way. They'll never see a dime of that. The tobacco companies. The tobacco companies haven't paid anyone. They haven't paid $1 to anyone that won a settlement against them.
The last two settlements that Roundup lost to, in the millions, multi-millions, paid out.
I'm impressed. I'll be impressed to see if it happens. And if it does, great. No, not great. I think they shouldn't have had a lawsuit to begin with. But if anyone doesn't know, a couple was just paid out $2.2 billion for using Roundup and claiming it caused their cancer.
My question is what are they doing with it?
That's also my question. My question is, how did you not know this? This is common knowledge. It's got warnings all over it. It's not a secret.
Well, it is because Roundup is saying that there's no link. Roundup is flat out stating there is no link to cancer, but we're going to pay out $2 billion or millions of dollars to people because people are getting cancer from it, but there's no link. Bullshit. You're a multi-billion company. You could afford the fucking court costs.
Well, yeah, that's the Walmart argument.
Yeah.
No, Walmart flat out says it's cheaper for them to settle lawsuits than to give workers equal rights. Um, if anyone is using Roundup under the guise that it's good for you, you're an idiot.
Oh
Um,
yeah, absolutely.
and no chemical is good for you. That's not. God damn
If
it! It
it's
shouldn't be
man-made, it's
surprising.
fucking bad for you.
My
If it's
ex-wife
man-made and
destroyed
meant
our
to kill
entire.
things, let's put it
Exactly.
that way. If it's man-made and meant to kill something, it's not good for you.
My ex-wife destroyed our entire lawn with it, trying to get rid of a little tiny patch of dandelions she didn't like. Um, it's a ridiculously strong product. It's difficult to use if you're a moron, but you should know by now that it's bad for you, and you shouldn't. I don't think there should be a lawsuit there. I don't think every company should have to be responsible for people's stupidity. The moron who
If
spilled the coffee and started this goddamn suing everybody business. It's retarded. You didn't know your coffee was hot? Fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's very
You didn't
stupid.
know Roundup was bad for you? Come on. Do they not teach you the little skull and crossbones thing? Bring back Mr. Yuck. Remember Mr. Oh, you guys didn't have Mr. Yuck. Or maybe you did. You're from Ontario. Do you remember Mr. Yuck? He used to fly under the kitchen sink and tell you all the things. He was a happy face, but he was green and he was frown. And
No,
he'd
I have
fly
no idea.
under the kitchen. He'd go under the kitchen sink and tell you all the stuff that was bad for you. He was like a Saturday morning cartoon thing.
No,
Bring him
no.
back. If you need to, if we need a new education program that you don't know these things, if you don't know these things cause cancer, you shouldn't be touching them.
Yeah, that's very true. It's like you know, um, I like to see that they're actually there. I actually do like the fact that they're being held responsible for what they're releasing to the public. Like as a slightly different variation of the example, Vince Neil, singer of Motley Crue, his daughter Skylar, they when he moved out of the way from the city, got him out in the country. They had this beautiful home. There was a nice little fucking creek that ran in the back of their house. She used to play in the water all the time, and she ended up getting really, really sick. And he found out after that the reason she got sick and died was because there was a company down the river that was pumping chemicals into the water, and she got cancer from the chemicals in the water.
Sure. And if there
And
was a cover up attempt, then
it was worse than
absolutely.
cover up attempt because it was actually to the point where um, he sued them, and this is a fucking rock star who had almost unlimited funds, and he still lost.
Right.
And that just makes no sense. So like I'm actually there's an extent that I'm happy that to see a company being held responsible for the chemicals that they are putting because again there's tons of alternatives. Do you need to use these extremely harsh chemicals that are that bad for you? Like if you're spraying Roundup and a gust of wind comes back and you inhale a bunch of it, is that enough to create the cells to start cancer in your body? It might be that little. We don't know.
Yeah, but you make a choice using it, um, knowing that that's a possibility. Even if it's a possibility, right then and there, you're making the choice to use it or not.
So then why is it available in the market if it's that deadly? It shouldn't. That's just it. Why is it available to use if it's that deadly to use?
Well, it's the most widely used herbicide in the world. It's
And they have
gigantic.
been telling people for decades that it's not harmful.
But we already know that it is.
But
So it
they
really
keep
doesn't
telling
matter.
us that it isn't. So
Yeah, but
there's
well, then we
no
got to pull McDonald's off the shelves. We got to pull everything off the shelves. So we know that we got to pull automobiles.
McDonald's
Every
admits that you shouldn't eat McDonald's every day. McDonald's admits that. And again, if you have McDonald's once a week, that's not going to kill you.
No, that's true.
If
But if you
you're
use
sending
Roundup
out
once a
fucking
week
Roundup
properly, it's
saying that
not going to kill
Roundup
you
is,
either.
but how much of it can?
Well, it's not for who cares? Is
If you
it,
spray the shit in the ground and then your neighbor's kid comes over, doesn't know that you sprayed the stuff in the ground and rolls around the fucking ground and gets cancer from it,
well, then
whose
you
fault
should be
is it?
liable for letting your kid roll around on your lawn when you've got harmful chemicals on it. That's for the homeowner to protect against.